Hey YouTube, coming at you with a viewer submitted team in the Psychic Cup from Mark Kidoof. Sorry if I mispronounced that. But he says, Hi Dan, I love the videos. In fact, I watch them, listen to them like a podcast as I'm commuting to work. Currently have an hour commute, but I'm working on getting an apartment I can afford. I also have an hour commute, so I feel you. The team is pretty standard ABB. Malamar as a dark has one weakness in this condensed meta, and that's Fairy. We have two answers to Fairy in the back, both with the ground weakness to potentially bait out Claydol. I use Slowbro as the safe swap because of brutal swing coverage. Yeah. I play pretty poorly in the majority of these matches, to be honest, but it doesn't matter because it's an RPS meta. PS, this is just a showcase. This is just more of a showcase because it's 10 wins. You don't have to show it off if you have enough content. No worries. Just that'd be a cool spice pick. Keep up the good work. Well, I am showing it off because, hello, it is Psychic Cup, and there's only so many teams you can do. So we spice it up here. I like it. So again, they explained it. It's ABB style. Slowbro is a safe swap. Trying to draw out Clodsire. Jeez. So used to Clodsire as the ground. Claydol. Not that Malamar is a direct answer to Claydol, but you'll chip enough with Slowbro, and then you can Psywave and foul play the rest down, and then METANG. Is it METANG to roam free? 10 wins. Let's take a look at them. So this is actually a decent lead because Psywaves are doing super effective. No, they're doing neutral because everything is a psychic in this meta. Jesus. Okay. Because everything is psychic in the meta, this does neutral because they have poison. They get a surf off. Foul play is super effective though. So just because you're outpacing here and with a neutral Psywave, it makes sense to stay in a little bit here. Then they come in Medi. Okay, for an ABB style team, you are not getting out. That being said, Metal Claw is neutral on Claydol, so it's not like, oh, and they dump energy. That's brutal. So it's not like you're just gonna get absolutely walled. Poison Jab's gonna be tough, but you still have brutal swing, and Metal Claw can chip neutral. So coming here because they're running a counter Medi in a psychic meta for some freaking reason. Gonna hit them with a brutal swing. Slowbro got a huge buff this season because it has brutal swing. They get out, realizing that it's somewhat over. Okay. So gonna let the first move go through. It is a foul play. Most of them just throw foul play. You can also, there's an option to throw superpower because they are half dark. So you could theoretically just throw superpower and bail if you wanted to, but just going straight for the foul play. Gonna let them get a move off and burn a shield. Are we gonna superpower and bail? Okay, we are gonna superpower and bail. So superpower, and then I would expect an instant swap to Slowbro. Or if it takes it out, you can just see what comes in and then make your decision. It is Victini. Now your attack is lowered. So Victini, it has a little bit of bulk. They don't need to shield this. They'll live it with ease. What is happening? They had a shield advantage and an almost loaded Victini. Okay. Weird. Anyways, Bruxious lead was brutal for them. They get out into Rapidash, which is brutal for them because it is a fairy and you are a poison jab user. So good lead, good switch. Body Slam's not going to threaten. They come quick, but not going to threaten. You can live too. Bruxious comes back in, going to get off this brutal swing. It is still super effective because yes, they have bite, but they are a psychic water Pokemon. So brutal swing still super effective against Bruxious. They sacrifice. What's in the back? They are going to try and go 2 shield hoopa, which is going to have a tough time against Malamar because it is only neutral because they are half dark. Just going superpower, grab the shield, and then just probably instant swap here. Claws are neutral. Yeah, it's a steel move, so it's just neutral. Astonishes are adding up. Just going to let the move go and just go 2 shield Malamar anyways because Astonish is only neutral, so you can just kind of live those with ease. They double shield because they have to. You might want to shield this up, even though they threw Psychic the first time. Could have Shadow Ball. Okay, single move hoopa. If you're going to use a single move hoopa, you don't use Psychic in a Psychic meta. You use Shadow Ball. The also gets same type attack bonus and also hits everything for super effective, if not neutral at worst. So don't go watch my video this morning if you want to know how to use hoopa properly. Okay, claydol lead into slow king. So half poison, but this one is running hex. So your backline would take super effective from a hex user. So you're staying in here with Psywave and Foul Play. They land. Now once it lands, you can kind of come in here. Yes, hex is super effective, but it is just hex, so it's not going to do a ton of damage. To get the farm down, they are figuring out what's coming, and there's your claydol. Let's see. Okay, so this thing is... I have to look at the stats on this thing, because for the mud slaps are not... they're adding up a little bit, but they're not adding up as much as I thought they would. So they're going to have to dump energy, and that's fine. You just take that energy and then come in Malamar here. Now, they could commit to... because they have 2 shields. If you come in Malamar... okay, so they instant swap, so now it's just... oh, you just punish them. Because they could have potentially put you in a really tricky situation. Because they had a bit of energy, and you're very low. They're also very low. But you have the resisted Psywave, and they have neutral mud slaps. So if they wanted to, they could have like slapped down and then come out with some energy and then put your last Pokemon in a tricky situation. But they instant swapped, trying to get the fairy onto the Malamar, but you were have an answer to that. So came in with the Slowbro. Slowbro now sweeps, 2 shield win. Another Medi. How did you find 2 people that ran Medi in this meta? Also, like, why? First of all, they're using counter in a psychic meta, so everything is resisted except for Malamar, which would be neutral. What move set would you even use here? Ice Punch is not a good move in general, so that's kind of useless in this meta. Power Punch, again, not going to do anything. I know you said you're in the 2200 range. Like, I'm in the 2200 range right now. So, like, why am I not getting many friggin' matchups? I'm getting all the tryhards. Which, I mean, I would expect at 2200. And you know what? Let's be real here. The reason you're probably getting Medis is because in the 2200 range, if people do not have the Pokemon available for this in the top, they won't use it. So again, Slowbro did have a community day. So if you were around for that, you have one. Like I've got one. You're going to see one tomorrow that I have. I run Poison Jab, Brutal Swing, Surf. So you'll see that one tomorrow. But like Galarian Rapidash just had a community day, so you should have access to that. But Malamar is a little trickier to get. Like the Psychic event is coming up today, so you can definitely get some Malamars now. So there may be an increase in Malamars in this meta moving forward. But again, some of the other ones, like I used Shadow Gardevoir this morning, and like Shadow Ralts is not really a thing right now. The Pony is just taking it. Okay. Bruxish. I don't even have a Bruxish. I've caught them before, but I do not have one in my like Pokemon bag for some reason. Storage, whatever you call it. I don't have one for some reason. So if I don't have one, there's probably a lot of people who also don't have one. So if you don't have like 2 or 3 of the top Pokemon, yeah, you might need to go down to like that. But again, Malamar, Rapidash just had a community day literally last weekend. Malamar will be everywhere today in the psychic event. So between those 2 and pick a third, Slowbro, one of these buffed Astonish users, Claydol if you have one. Like it's not that hard to put teams together. It's very RPS, unfortunately. Okay, get the Slowbro on. The only thing I will say, and it doesn't seem to matter in this one because you are yet to be hit with a Claydol, super punished in the back. You said this is an ABB style teammate. You very rarely. Ooh, who runs high horsepower? Everyone is kind of expecting Megahorn there. I was gonna say undercharge, but I guess it is still super effective. And now it's Hoopa versus Poison neutral, Astonish super effective. But this is where Slowbro's Brutal Swing, that is now only a 35 energy move. It looks like it's gonna come in the clutch here. Yeah. So this is why Slowbro is so strong now, because it has access to Brutal Swing, which is a 35 energy move that hits super effective against pretty much everything in this meta. double super effective against Hoopa, which is half ghost and half psychic. So definitely a strong Pokemon. I was going to talk about it more tomorrow in my video, but honestly, I think given Poison Jab. Here's the problem with a lot of the other Pokemon. I'm sorry I'm not touching on your battles a ton, but it's when there's only like 7 or 8 Pokemon, it's more important to talk about the Pokemon than like, I mean, it's kind of important to talk about the gameplay to know the matchups, but why I think Slowbro is very strong, having now used, I started actually with Malamar, Rapidash, and Rapidash, and what was my third that I used? Victini. I started with those 3. I didn't have bulk, and I felt that Rapidash was not performing how I wanted to, so I put in Slowbro, and Slowbro has been dominating. And the reason it's doing so well is because, yes, Malamar's spammy, but it's just a resisted Psywave. Yes, Galarian Rapidash has a Mega Horn that can one-shot a lot of stuff, but you still need to get to it, and Body Slam is now not a good move. Victini, I'm playing with, I'll talk about tomorrow, is pretty glassy. What Slowbro offers you is bulk, a Poison Jab move that's going to hit everything for at least neutral, except for the steals will be resisted, but it also hits super effective against the fairies, and a 35 energy Brutal Swing that can be super effective against the majority of Pokemon. So it's a very, for me, it covers a lot of boxes. And here we are, ABB style, safe swapping Slowbro, drawing out the Claydol. Poison Jab is resisted, but your spamminess is now allowing you to get to 2 Brutal Swings. Brutal Swing is super effective. This will put it in like I was about to say like 1 or 2 HP away from taking it out. And they try for the farm round, you get a second one. Like, this is Slowbro in action, how strong it is. This is exactly what you want to see if you're in this situation. You can come Malamar now. You can take the move, quite honestly, if you want to. The only advice you can take it, I maybe shield the second one if a second one comes. And the reason I say shield the second one, and you do, nicely done, is because there is, in this meta, as you saw my team this morning, people that can just fast move damage down. Again, you have METANG in the back, so you're not going to get the fairy fast move down, but if you have one Pokemon on the back that takes neutral or super effective to fairy, or neutral or super effective to Astonish, which is like pretty much everything, don't leave 2 shields if you're just going to get potentially fast move down. So that would be my suggestion. Use the shield early, and you did. Getting off the Gyro Ball, and now you're going to have to get off a second one. This is only neutral, so I don't know if this takes out. How hard hitting is this move? Not enough. Foul. Oh, you have a shield. Never mind. You have a shield. Burn the shield. They're in superpower range, so just get to that superpower and throw. You're probably in takeout range here. But now the resisted Psywaves, double resisted on the Psychic Steel, able to take that one out there. Victini into Rapidash, getting absolutely punished here. Mega Horn is neutral. Does poison resist? Yes. There we go. Look at me knowing my bug typing there. So Mega Horn, super effective against Psychic, resisted by ooh, that undercharge kills you there. So let me just talk about what happened there. So you got to the move around the same time. You could have thrown before. Okay, so this is like the one thing I can see that like you kind of messed up this matchup here. It seems like you hesitated what you wanted to do. So you got a great matchup. Poison Jab is super effective against the fairy typing on Rapidash. So it's doing a lot of damage. You know they need to get to Mega Horn to do any damage on you because a non-stat Body Slam is going to do pretty much nothing to Slowbro. So they need to get to the Mega Horn. Mega Horn is only neutral because it is super effective on Psychic but resisted by Poison. it will not one-shot. So it looks like you started like, I'm just going to fast move down because you're at a move right here. If you throw the move, this is Brutal Swing is still neutral, and this is so glassy, you will take them out and not have to take a charge move because it takes 7 Fairy Winds to get to a Mega Horn and only 4 Poison Jabs to get to, and only 4 Poison Jabs to get to a Brutal Swing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Did I miss one, or did I miss one on the come in here? Let me just go to PB Poke to see how many it takes. I'm pretty sure it only takes 4 to get to a Brutal Swing here. And again, I'm not talking here. It takes, 5. Okay, so it takes 5 to get to Brutal Swing. Still, does not matter because it takes 7 to get to a Mega Horn. So even if they safe swap in and get one fast move and then you come in, you should still outpace it here. So you outpace it, you're at a Brutal Swing. If you throw the Brutal Swing, you're taking this out from this range because Rapidash is so glassy, it is still neutral from this range, it'll take it out. I think you then decided, maybe I'll farm down. And then when they didn't throw right away, because they were at 7, I think one before here, you're like, oh, maybe I should throw, and then you ended up CMPing. At the same time, you then lost track of the energy and you thought, okay, we just CMP'd. There's no way they're going to get to a move. I'm going to undercharge this so that I can just Poison Jab down and get more energy out of this. So you did not hit any bubbles. Does very little damage, hoping to Poison Jab down, but they actually overfarmed on the Mega Horn that during that why aren't they throwing period there. So they probably had like 1 or 2 over, which means that they're only like 1 away from a Body Slam, and that's what they got to. So now you have to burn a shield unnecessarily. Now, it may not cost you the matchup, but those are the things that you need to make a decision on that and stick with it. Basically, what I saw there was like you had a decision in your mind, and then you second guess yourself, and then you third guess yourself, and that ended up being a CMP tie, and then you tried to get cute because you were so focused on like how to play this out that you weren't counting their energy, and that cost you a shield. So just like if you just have like, I'm going to do this, it's either you're counting their energy and you know like I'm going to get to a move and I'm going to throw it, or they're going to get to a Mega Horn and I will shield, or they're going to get to Mega Horn and I won't shield, and then I'll throw the Brutal Swing. Like you need to figure out, you need to have that played out on like your second Poison Jab. You cannot wait until you're like 5 or 6 Poison Jabs in to then make the decision. You need to know what you're going to do ahead of time. So that's just kind of like, again, you can get more comfortable with again, it's day 1, right? These happen on day 1. So you'll get more comfortable with matchups and especially in this limited meta. The best part about limited metas, they're garbage, but the best part of limited metas is you should know the 8 Pokemon that you are going to see, and you should know how much damage they do. You should know the timing of these moves very, very, very quickly. So with that, you should get better at time. If you're going to like run with one team, you should get better with the timing as it goes on. We are still in the same matchup. We're just going straight Psyshock, which is neutral because they're half poison. They do let it go. If Brutal Swing does not take you out here, it's going to probably put you in the deep red. There's still a resisted Poison Jab here. Now, you do have a move banked. I saw that you banked a move. And you're going to snipe, which you can do because, again, in terms of the timing here, if a charge move is thrown, Baltimore Regionals won't show you this, but if a charge move is thrown, you are allowed to come in with your other Pokemon at a 0 turn cost. So you are essentially coming in as if it was like, just kind of think about it as like you're coming in as if the Pokemon was already in and you're starting flat, right? So you can make that switch from to Malamar at a 0-second move and throw that move off right away because you're not going to take any fast move damage because it's a 0-second switch in. So that's exactly what happened there. It was a 0-second switch in. You sniped. It's basically like you were just going back to back with the Pokemon in the matchup. So throw the foul play, take it out. Victini does take you down. Tackle now resisted and get the claw off. So that was actually like a really heads up. You ended up getting out of the earlier part of the game there. It was actually really you debanked the energy with like 1 HP. Smart enough to snipe after a charge move. And then kind of luckily, got your steel type Pokemon on a Pokemon that has a normal type move, which is like very kind of rare in this meta because it's one of the only Pokemon that has a normal type move. So you come in with Slowbro. They are pretty slow to get out of the Rapidash. They took a lot of damage there. Going with the Sludge Bomb on the Malamar, Brutal Swing is neutral. So just probably going for the higher damage per energy move, in Sludge Bomb. Shield up 1. Are we fighting for a switch here? We are fighting for a switch. So going to double shield to not have the Malamar on the Rapidash. Because you have 2 Steel Answers in the back for fairies. Not Steel Answers, sorry. You have a Poison and a Steel in the back for the fairy. So you just want to flip that switch. They come in Slowbro. Going to get your own couple Brutal Swings off here. They may shield. Yep, so they're probably going to take you out. And at this point, you easily come Malamar. And they may just instant swap into their lead Pokemon. At which point you just instant swap into your Steel Pokemon. Nope, they are not instant swapping, which is kind of interesting. They're going to maybe bank some energy. But here we go. And if they're running Mega Horn, or Body Slam, they have to throw the Mega Horn, which is only neutral because you're half Steel. So Steel will resist Bug. And now you get to the move. Psyshock will be resisted, but this thing's pretty glassy and pretty low. They end up shielding anyways because they want to try and get another move off. Can they get to a second Mega Horn here? I'm guessing so, or else that would be a very, very, very weird shield. Going for a very aggressive farm down, knowing they're not going to get to the Mega Horn, and Body Slam's not going to take you out. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but they kind of catch you off guard and snipe here with their Brutal Swing. Oh, 1 HP live, and this will take them out. And that, everyone, is a win streak in... So the Rapidash has 1 HP left. Last time I checked. Oh, but Psywave is a freaking 1-turn move. Yep. I was about to say, did they just get like that did they just get screwed by that 1-turn leg come in that was rampant through Baltimore? But no, Psywave is a 1-turn move and Fairy Wind is a 2-turn move. So the 1-turn move should take them out before a 2-turn move registers to take you out. So that is why you won. I mean, the game could have screwed a person over anyways, but no, I think that is the correct, actually technical part of the game. The 1-turn, you're both at like 1 HP, and a 1-turn Psywave should register before the 2-turn Fairy Wind. So congratulations on the run. I think Slowbro is very, very strong. You will see my team tomorrow. I already kind of gave it away. It's going to be Malamar. I started Malamar, Victini, Rapidash, and then I ended with Malamar, Victini, Slowbro. And Slowbro is very, very, very strong. I used Surf on mine instead of Sludge Bomb because it was a community day move and I didn't want to take it off. And it worked fine as well because you're throwing Brutal Swing pretty much at everything, right? Brutal Swing is going to be neutral at worst and super effective at best. And when you're in that situation, there's yes, throwing Sludge Bomb on Malamar is probably the only time you want Sludge Bomb. So if you don't have a Slowbro with Surf on it, just go Brutal Swing, Sludge Bomb, so you can throw a Sludge Bomb potentially at a Malamar. But otherwise, you're throwing Brutal Swing at everything else. But yeah, thanks for the submission. So yeah, just that one mid-game there about like thinking through what I'm going to do as opposed to just kind of like changing your mind and then trying to figure it out on the fly. The other thing is for you've acknowledged that it's an ABB style team to try and draw out Claydol. There was a lot of times, some of them rightfully so, you stayed in with Malamar, but a lot of times you kind of just stayed with Malamar even in like neutral matchups, which if you're playing, I think there's enough flexibility on this team that it doesn't matter if you see Claydol in the back. You can just, between Brutal Swing on Slowbro and the Metal Claw on Metang, that you can probably deal with it, so it's not the worst. But if you are going to run like a true ABB style team in the Open Great League, you need to make that switch much, much quicker if you do not hard win the lead. Basically, to play ABB style teams like this, again, not maybe this one in particular, but in general, the rule of thumb is if you do not absolutely punish their lead, you need to try and draw out the Pokemon with your safe swap. That's essentially how it works. Anyways, that is it. Oh geez, 2 down, X amount to go. We'll try and fill it with other stuff. If you watch my video this morning, I talked about like filling it in. And if you watched my video this morning, I talked about this 10 minutes earlier, so you probably already heard it. But if not, I talked about doing something else like a vlog where I just like talk about a topic or maybe do some grinding. So let me know what you want to see to switch it up as opposed to this same. Again, my video tomorrow morning will be Malamar, Slowbro, and Victini. So spoiler alert. See you then. Bye.